friendly as Dash of Dave. He'll take some scraps and bits of this, turn them into something you can't miss. Junk journals, tapes, and crafts galore. He'll have you begging, show me more. Oh, Dash of Dave, oh, what a sight, mixing colors day and night.
Hi everyone, it's Dash of Dave here again, back for another crafty video. So we're back to the house. So this is now all dry. So this render that I put on is now all dry. There has been a bit of cracking, so where the frontage has kind of come away, but I think I might disguise that with stuff. That side was okay, that side not so much. I'm not sure why. We've also lost a little bit of it around the window frame, but we can resolve that. So I do need to get the frames, which I've got to get. There we go. So these are the frames that we made. Now I took them all off and I put them all in here, but then I thought, oh blimey, I don't even know which bit goes on where now. So that's the next thing to do, is to work out where. Now I know that if it's got a flat bottom and a chamfered bit, it's probably a door frame, but they're just flat and not chamfered. So that's not there, that's not there. Oh, maybe it's the side of there. Oh, I think it might well be in there. So I just need to kind of place all of these kind of back where they kind of, stop saying kind of, Dave, because it's either you are or you're not, so it's not kind of. So like I did make a bit of a mess of some of them, but you know, like I've said, this is all a learning curve, and I am happy to learn on my curve. So, I think that goes on the side there. It does. So there's a little bit of hole there, but remember, we're trying to make it look a little bit lived in, a little bit worn, so it doesn't really matter if it's not perfect. It'll be perfect for what we want. So yeah, so there, I think, I don't know what I want to do with those. I think I want to paint them or stain them, maybe painting would be better because they're all covered in stuff. So actually, maybe that isn't the thing we should do. Maybe what we should do first is paint this. So, and that way then we can get to the point where we've got something to work with. We can glue things back onto it that way. Because I also want to, actually, isn't there some of these, the inside of those? Oh, you know what, that's what they are, those flat ones. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we will paint this. So I did order some paint to be able to do this, so I shall open it. I wasn't sure what I needed because I knew I didn't have either of these. So I didn't have white and I didn't have cream because I've used it all up. And I didn't know whether cream might be better or whether we go for white, because what I wanted, or a mixture of the two, because what I wanted it to do is to look a little bit older than, you know, so it's been around, so it's not going to be brilliant white, I know that for a fact. And I was thinking of maybe painting these black so that they look a bit kind of that Tudor frame type thing, like mock Tudor. I don't know, I'm just guessing at the moment. So anyway, let's just see what these two look like mixed together. And I'm definitely going to water this down as well, because so these are, if anybody wants to know, this is ivory and this one is titanium white. It's always titanium white. I don't know what they all seem to have a thing about titanium. There's a song, but I'm not going to sing it because A, I'll murder it, B, I don't know all of the words for it, and I think, you know, the weather's been bad enough, so you don't want me singing, not intentionally anyway. So I've definitely used this for something, and it's the end of my brush has gone a little bit dry because knowing me, knowing you, I've not cleaned it. Me? No. Who are you? What are you insinuating? That I don't clean my brushes? How dare you? So yeah, I've got a couple of brushes that are fine. I just want to put a little bit of water in this and stir it. I need something to stir it with. Oh, I've got me spoon. Spoon. How British can you sound, Dave? So let's put a little bit of water in with this. Not too much. Well, actually, while that's out, I'll have some. So yeah, so what we're going to do is it's getting exciting now at the stage where we're painting. I wanted it watery because I wanted it to kind of, I don't want it to just cover the whole thing and just be like a layer of icing over the top of it. I wanted it to have, you know, feeling like you've got, it's, you know what a painted rendered wall looks like. It's just, it wears down over time and it goes a bit thin on places. You start to be able to see what's underneath. So that's what I was thinking anyway. So I do have some. Oh, I've got some. Oh, so I've got some water now. I cleaned my brush. It's not wee, I promise you. And it's not apple juice. It just, you know, because that's just me. You know, I just, you know, just roll with it. Just roll with whatever happens on this desk. So I don't always have things to hand when I'm doing. I start something and then I've got my hands dirty, and then I don't want to go traipsing through the house trying to go and get water, so that I don't end up. Every room in my house doesn't end up with like wet finger marks all over everything. So anyway, let's have a look and see what this is like. Now I do have some of that. So I painted this with white, and that's why I was decided. I tried the white, and then I tried to make it look a bit darker, and then I kind of thought, oh, I know that I want it to look less white. I think that is going to be perfect. I think we can go with that, and I think that's probably the right consistency. So anyway, let's get it painted on, Dave, without any further ado. And we will. So this is what I wanted, this texture that we're getting. What I don't want to see is I don't really want to see my brush lines on it. So I want it to just kind of blend in, so I don't see those back and forth of, especially this width of brush. So I just need to make sure that I'm conscious of that. And I guess I really should be painting in one direction, but hey, it's me painting. This is how it happens. So I know I could have just painted the cardboard, but I don't think it would have given me the same effect. And I just don't like it like this. I don't like, it's way too dark. It looks like plaster. So what we would call plaster. I don't know what you call it in America. So, you know, the first, if you redecorate a house and you put your plasterboard up, which is what we call drywall, I think you call it, and then you go over it with wet plaster. I don't know what you call that. We call it plaster. So to give it a smooth surface, but yeah, so it was looking a bit like that. So it looked to me more like an interior window, interior wall. It's a little dark for plaster, but nevertheless, that's why I didn't go with it. It was also, it looked a bit like it could have been a mud hut that I was making. So is that looking okay? It's looking patchy, but you know, hey, that's the thing when you're tilting it off on camera, so that you on the camera can see it, doesn't mean that I can see it very well. What I might need to do, let's just lean that on there. I might try going over with a different brush, one that hasn't got any paint on it. try and just brush it off a bit. Oh, I can definitely feel that flicking. So as I'm doing that, I can feel it flicking all over the place. So like there's going to be this white paint will be everywhere. Well, it's not white. We've established it's not white. So I'm just going to paint it on and then go over it with that brush and just try and get some of it off. I'm not going to worry too much around the windows because they're going to be covered a little bit. So just paint that on and then just do this kind of, it just gets rid of the brush marks as well. Maybe putting too much into it, but I like the patchiness of it. I don't know whether that's something that other people are going to appreciate, but I just really like that whole patchy feeling, like it's like somebody's, you know, done a bodge job DIY project on it. So we are going to make it look old after all, so we want it to look like it's suffered at the hands of its owners. Unfortunately, alas, lots of houses do suffer at the hands of their owners. Those owners that think that they can do it all themselves and then realise they can't. Not do it yourself, but should have left it to somebody else. That's what that's like. I'm a really good DIYer in that way. Should have left it to someone else. So I don't know what to do about this bit because it's, like I say, it's cracked and you can also see the edge of the cardboard. And I did try to cover it. I think it was because it was getting a bit thin, wasn't it? The amount of stuff that I got, I think I remember, if I remember rightly. But I don't have any more, so I can't fill it in with any more. And I think I might just try and cover it with something. And that way then it can kind of cover it up a bit. So I was thinking I might have a drain pipe down the side of it, or, you know, I was talking about putting those straws on as drain pipes, and I was thinking I don't really want them on the front of the house, but they would be good as at the side. Maybe that's the right place to put it, is on the side. And a lot of this is I've never done it before, and I'm just kind of thinking aloud with ideas. Oh, I know something. Somebody asked me where I got this from. So this was bought for me for a present, and it was Vic that bought it for me because, you know, he's my lovely partner and he kind of listens to what I say when I say I'd really like one of those, and so he bought it. And it was really cheap. I'm not suggesting that that Vic's really cheap, but you know, it's one of the things that I wanted. So like, he'll buy me whatever I like. But he got it from Amazon, and it's called something like, don't quote me because I'm not. I've had it a couple of Christmases ago now, so I think it's called an angle cutter. So it's just, if you go searching for angle cutter, you'll definitely find something very similar. It was really cheap. I didn't know whether it was going to be any good because, you know, sometimes you get what you pay for. But I've been really happy with it. You know, might not be what the professionals use, but I was quite happy with it. So if you're looking for it, I can't remember who asked me. The problem is, on YouTube, by the way, just going to say, if you leave me a comment, I try to reply to you as quickly as possible. But if I reply to you, I don't always know the answer to your question straight away. So I'll reply just so you know that I'm not ignoring you. And then I find it really hard to find your comment again because I've already commented. So I can sort my comments by things I haven't responded to, so that's where I've not responded for the first instance ever, or things I have responded to, and that's anything that they've either responded to or just put a like or a heart next to. So it doesn't exactly tell me who's asked me a question, so I find it really hard. Now if somebody knows how to search more effectively for questions, then please do tell me. But if not, if you've asked me a question, the best place to ask me questions is on my email. So send me an email direct to me, and I will pick it up from there, and I'll reply to you via email rather than in a public forum. So I've also noticed that this is starting to come away at the bottom here, so I might just plug my hot glue gun in. Oh, I've got it all over me. A hot glue gun, all sorts of stuff all stuck to me. So I might plug that in and just re-glue that. So I think the sides are looking a little bit thicker than the front. So although I don't want it to be too thick, and I still want it to look a little bit patchy, I am going to just go over it. Might as well use this up and get the colour on it. Oh, I just flicked all of that on the desk. So I was trying to say might as well use the colour up. So, yeah, that's what I want to do. Put that over it. And we're going to cover this also with, like, you know, plants and stuff, dirt. So I'm going to make it look even more dirty than it is. So, do with something to wipe that up with, Dave, because you're going to put your elbow in it if you don't. There we go. All the bits off here. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you just rub that in? Oh, I'll do that then, thanks. So why has it gone yellow? That's simply because I didn't clean that mat before. So it's picking up all the pigment from the inks, the distress inks. Oh, you see, that's just making more of a mess, isn't it? Don't you just hate it when you start something and it just gets worse? Let's try it with that's better. That's my pickup cloth. Right, so let's have a look at where we are. So we are, I've put the hot glue gun on. Oh wait, that's not quite hot enough. So what we're going to do with these is the next question. Am I going to paint them? And if so, what am I going to paint them with? I don't want to paint them, I don't know whether I want to paint them white. I want to paint them black. I'm just thinking in the UK, most window frames tend to be white. So, do I want to paint them white? Do I want to give that a try? So the surround round the window, that's these pieces, I think. Yeah. Do I want to paint them white? That's the thing. It's very hard to ask you questions because I can't hear. So I'm going to, I can't go and wash my brush. I'm going to just have to see if I can clean it in something. Bit of cleaning spray in a cup. Wipe that off. Right, okay, so let's just get a bit of white and see what it looks like if I paint it in white. What am I going to use? A piece of this. So I just want to see what the white looks like against this creamy colour. It needs to be a bit more opaque than that, so I don't know what I'm going to make it look old anyway, aren't I? So, or do I stain the wood? So do I use it? So let's just wipe that off. It's very not as easy to wipe it off as it was to paint it on, Dave. So, oh, don't lose it. Oh, don't lose it. It's alright, I'm wearing very old clothes today, because whenever I do this messy stuff, I always wear some old clothes, because I know it's going to be messy. So I can always cut another one of these, is what I'm thinking. So maybe if I used some what colour is this? I don't know if this is going to work, so don't quote me. I've got a bit of bread bag here. That should help for keeping the desk less messy. So, don't want to cut one of the chamfered bits, one of the flat pieces. I'm happy to try. Where's the piece that I've just used, which is the white one with the white on there? So I'm just saying, this is not the technique I will use, but I'm just going to kind of just smoosh it in and see if we can get it to look, or do I use something a bit darker? Do you know, I don't like that. I don't like how that looks, I'll be honest. Maybe I need something darker then. That's lavender, we don't want to use that. Old paper? No. Not old paper. Ah, maybe walnut stain. Let's see what walnut stain looks like. So this is just the distress ink, very old distress ink. The Dauber distress stain, sorry. It's the Dauber style one, which they don't do anymore. Now, I quite like that. That I do like. So I think that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with the wood look. So we could do. Oh, I was going to glue it down, wasn't I? This glue gun. I was thinking, why is this glue gun kind of bobbling away at the side of me? Because I was going to glue it down. Push that into there. Try not to get your fingers in the way, Dave, because it's hot glue. Well, we've been there before. We've done this before, haven't we, Dave? You and hot glue. I could do with, when I'm using hot glue, I could do with the stuff, what's it called? Air, not hot air, Dave. That's what comes out of you. Compressed air, because it comes out really cold and it instantly dries this stuff, which means then you don't have to keep your finger on it for a long time. But that's what we want to do, to kind of just seal it back. That's fine, it seems to be fine now. So, I think we're going to go with staining them. Now the problem is they're all a bit grubby looking, although, you know, we could rectify that, I guess. I've got my sandy thing, haven't I? I could use my little sander, this thing, to kind of sand it, because that's what you do with when you're sanding stuff, sand it. I'll take that out. Let's get my little tools. I just want to see if I can sand off the stuff, the gubbins. The problem is, I start a sentence, I'm not paying attention. I don't even know what I'm saying. So, the plaster stuff that I've just put on it, that I put on last time. Oh, my little things come off me thing. Oh well. Sure, it'll just go back on. Yeah, just go back on. Push it on, Dave. Can't push it on, we'll do it in a minute. I'll glue it back on if it doesn't go on. No, it's come. I think it's come off. Oh well, there we go. We'll sort it out later. So, we need to sand some of these down to get rid of that stuff. Oh, I love this tool. So this and that other thing are my two favourites. I should really be wearing my mask. They have left me with breathing issues. And it's been a while since I had COVID, but no, I think the problem with that is I'm going to be there a long time doing that. I might come back to that and do that off camera at some point. I just want to see about sticking these all down now. I might even do it in situ. How I'm going to stick them, that's the thing. I think I'm going to have to wait until that's all dry. So let's just stain them and see what happens, shall we? Let's do that. So I'm just going to stain a whole load of them and see what happens, because I'm going to need to leave them to dry anyway. So I don't know how much of this I've got, so I'm just going to do it like this, and then my fingers are going to be really dirty, because you know I like to go to work with dirty fingers. I think where it's that colour, that's the bit where it's stuck down on into the thing. So I'm just going to go over it all. Okay, so I have inked them all. They are all still fairly wet, I guess. The backs of them though aren't, so I don't know whether I wanted to kind of try and put them on. Am I going to be trying to do too many things if I do this? Putting these onto here, I don't even know whether that fits. Yeah, there. Putting these on whilst everything is still wet, because I think this is still a bit wet. It is a bit wet, but I do have my hot glue on. So maybe now is the time. So I'll just go for it. That's what I'm going to do. So this definitely covers up that corrugatedness. So if I just put that on there, you'll see what I'm doing. It's very hard for me to show you on these window frame bits, because obviously I need to be able to see what I'm doing. So, but I think that this is going to be just the ticket for that, and I'll show you when I'm kind of done and complete. Well, complete on this bit anyway. I think I might want more stuff around the edges. In there, it's not the wrong size. It doesn't fit. Why doesn't it fit? It's a smaller one. There we go. I've stuck all of my window frames on and the inner surrounds. Now I know it's not perfect. Remember, I am learning as I go. I think it looks okay. Yes, I realise it could be better. I have noticed that it started to crack a bit, but you know, that's all another extra bit of fun. I have thought about seeing if I could make some window ledges. So what I was thinking is, let me just cut this out and I'll see whether I can show you what I mean. So let's just cut this to the length that I need it. cut it there. Now I don't know whether this is going to work, but I was thinking it could look good. So I was thinking about having a window ledge like this. So if I put this on here, I need to. I'm trying to tilt it so you could see it, but also I need to see it. And so if I cut a bit out of here to here. So if I cut, what I was thinking is if I cut a little bit out. Now again, this might not work, it might look terrible, but you know what? If I don't give it a go, I will be forever wondering. I think that was a bit bigger that side than that side. So, and then just snip that out. Don't know if this is going to work, like I say. But it's all about the fun and the trying and seeing what happens. So I was thinking if I did that, would that sit in there and bridge that? There's a tiny gap here, and I wondered if it would bridge that gap. Sorry, I need to angle it so I can see it. Bridge that gap, but also look like a window ledge. Don't know whether that's actually fitting in there. It might need to be deeper actually. That cut. Do you know what? I think it might just work. So I was thinking it'll just kind of bridge, so you can see here where there's a gap here. I was thinking that would help with that. Obviously there's a gap all around it, but we can cover that with other stuff. But I was thinking if we had a window ledge, that would kind of do what we wanted it to. So I think I'm going to give that a go. At least put them on. I can always take them off if I don't like them, and see what we think. So I think that's what we're going to do. And then I will, today's video I think is, we'll call it quits. Oh, actually I might need to do the underside of that, might I? I might call it a day for this video. So I'm just going to go along this edge, the narrower edge. Well, not narrower, but less wide. And then I'm just sorry, I know that you can't see it, but I need to be able to see it to glue it. And I want to try and glue it so that, ow, Dave, it's hot glue, you have to remember that. There we go. So we've got like a window ledge. Because then I was thinking I could have some, obviously there's bits of glue underneath, that's what I'm trying to get rid of. Bits of hot glue that you can still see underneath the window. Yeah, I was thinking I could have then like window boxes or something on it. So actually I might have it so that I put a couple of window ledges on these and something different on the upper floor, but I don't know. I think I need to live with that for a while. So I might just do the other one so that I can, because like, you know, it'll irritate me that they're not symmetric otherwise. Well, I mean, none of this is symmetric, so, but as symmetric as it can be. So I'm going to do this to here. Do that, cut that off there. There's bits fly everywhere. I've got an optician's appointment on Wednesday. They'll be saying, why have you got bits of wood in your eye? That. It's not quite the same either side, but Need to make sure this one stays the right way up. Don't want to turn this one upside down, otherwise it'll be, because it's slightly wider one side than it is the other, this cut. I think that needs to be a bit more of a chomp. So will that now fit in there? Will it fit? Oh, it fits. It fits lovely. Fits lovely. It does. So we'll put that in there. Oh, not going to stay like that, Dave. Don't try. Don't make it. Sorry, it was drying up. So. Ooh. I can't juggle, so if you tuned into the juggling, it's not happening. Oh, blimey, I've just forgotten which way up it is now. I did say I needed to remember, but I'll have to check that before I put it on. Is it that way? Is that the right way? That is the right way, Dave. Excellent. So again, just a bit of glue along that one edge. Probably should have waited till it was dry, but you know me. Oh, you know me. You definitely know me. I know me anyway. So, you know, I do like it. I really think it looks good. So yeah, anyway, so I'm going to leave it like that, and I think I'll come back and I'll decide what I'm going to do. I might have window boxes on the top, on the upper floor. I don't know. I don't really know what route I'm going with this, but I want it to look old and cottagey, and like I think window boxes would look good. I might have some hanging baskets if I can make those. We still need to think about what we're going to do for the roof. I was thinking about the edges of the roof. I might use some of these to edge the roof with, so that they look like soffits. I think we call them in the UK. What you call them, I don't know. But like edging those with that would be good. And then you don't see the board. But yeah, I think it's coming together. I think it's starting to look like a house now, rather than just a piece of cardboard. So anyway, tell me what you think. Let me know. And yeah, so I'll leave it at that for today. There will be another one coming soon, probably next Friday, I would have thought. Yeah, I might just carry on from here, and I'll put that one out next Friday. So anyway, thanks very much, folks. I love you all, without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. And I will see you in the next episode of Let's Build a House. Move that bus. All right. That's an old TV program. From, I think it was an American TV program as well. So anyway, I'm going to make myself cough now. All right then, folks. Thank you very much for spending some time with me. I love you all. I'll see you all very soon. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of love, lots of hugs, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Bye.